funny. I've been seeing people every now and then complain about Pokemon Wind and Waves better have voice acting. It better have voice acting. And people complained about that when Scarlet and Violet came out. There's no voice acting. The cutscenes, they're quiet. They're silent. They're not talking. But I get it. They're animated. There's sound effects, but there's no voices. It's a little odd, right? But especially with JRPGs and just games in general, I think voice acting should be the lowest on the list of priorities. And with Pokemon games especially, consumers don't know what they want because Pokemon's so broad. It's such a giant franchise. People want, my Pokemon game should have this. Well, my Pokemon game should have this. It should have a better gameplay. It should have better graphics. Nobody knows what they want because everyone wants a million different things, because when something is such a large, appealing franchise, you can't appeal to everybody, which is why these companies end up struggling when they get too big for their britches, right? But I just think the voice acting complaint is really funny, because if you do want these games to be better, if you want the graphics to be better, if you want the gameplay to be more fun, if you want the mechanics to be interesting, if you want the story to be good even in the game, then stop demanding that there be voice acting, because to me that's just another distraction for the people working on these games to focus on. That just takes up more time. And if you can read, which most JRPGs require you to do, then a voice acting, you shouldn't even be thinking about it. In fact, I'm glad a lot of my favorite video games, minus Star Fox 64, don't have voice acting. I don't need, when I'm playing Ocarina of Time, I don't need to hear Link going,
I don't know, Navi, if I should go in the cave just yet.
I don't need Link to be voice acted and sound like My Hero Academia Deku, or I don't need when I'm playing, they did the Final Fantasy remakes, but frankly, playing Final Fantasy 1 or playing Xenogears on the PlayStation 1, I don't need to, those are fantastic masterpiece games, and I just need to, read the text that's on the screen. It doesn't matter. If Earthbound had voice acting, would it be a better JRPG? If you played Pokemon Black and White, which are, the best Pokemon games ever created, the best story in any Pokemon games, and it's none of that's voice acted. Those games are quality, high tier. So it's people who want the voice acting so bad, it's what is the purpose of it? It doesn't make the game better. That's for film, that's for animation, save that for other things where voice acting should be priority. Games, if you can read text, and it's closer to the experience of reading a book, which I like, which you can implement. You can project the voice that you want to hear on the character, so there's no way to disappoint. Playing Cave Story, I like reading the dialogue of the characters and imagining the voices I'm hearing in my head, much like reading a novel. Now, I get if you have some, issue where you can't, if you have something that makes reading hard or challenging, I understand, but talking about the majority of us who play these games, we can all read, I assume, and it's people who demand the voice acting, it's you're really just making the situation worse for yourself, because you're going to be asking this studio, this team of developers, this company, to provide more and more and more, which is going to distract them from making the game good. And then when the game's not good, because there's no time, because they're always on crunch, and then you're going to complain that the game's bad. But, well, you were asking for voice acting, and now they're distracted, making sure the whole game's voice acted. I don't think Pokemon cares about having voice acting, and I don't think it should matter. So it's just I don't know. I find it trivial, and I find it silly. That's all I wanted to say.